Oh, food fantasy. Alright. Hi, this is Channel Wolpertanger. I'm Zin. Joining me today is Dwarf and Kanjoku. Kanjoku is not going to be participating for a couple minutes because he is counting rows as he casts on a project. It's very exciting, actually. So, as a quick catch-up, we have discovered we're dead. Quite a shocker in a game called Vampyr.
Vampyr.
Sweetie, Noodle, pathing. He's busy. He's busy, honey. Thank you. He will appreciate your beautiful new shawl in a minute. We have encountered our first skull. Whatever the hell that means. I assume we'll find out at the same rate as our dear protagonist, the Doctor. Yeah, legitimately. At the tail end of the last episode that we posted...
Please stop him.
We just found out that, one, a fellow who apparently runs a local hospital attended 3 seminars that we did before the war, recognizes us, and says we are a very, very good blood specialist.
Of course we are.
Yeah.
Even though I suspect that hematology was not really well understood or studied in 1918.
Ooh, let's find out.
You are doing a thing. Do not.
I'm at 107.
Alright, you're at 107. So, I'm pretty excited. We met our first batch of actual named NPCs over at the docks. And at least one of them really didn't want to talk to us because we were a creepy dude covered in blood and whose voice sounded incredibly desperate. I don't blame her one bit.
Especially since there's a plague, apparently.
And a lot of bodies turning up murdered in the area for some mysterious reason.
Well, that was
A reason we can't. With some help. From a competent pretty lady who won't give us her name and immediately bugs off.
Wait, there's a lady who helps.
There's a lady vampire.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. And she knows the doctor friend who is giving us a job.
Ooh, no, legit, like, yeah, this is set in 1918, so, they've just discovered the, different blood types. And they've just started being able to do transfusions.
Oh, dang. Well, okay, we might actually be...
Cutting edge.
Yeah, we're actually pioneers
like,
of
literally, the first, non-direct blood transfusion was, like, 4 years ago.
Nice. That's going to be pretty cool, especially for a setting like this and a concept.
Mm-hmm.
Feels like they did their
It
research.
does also explain why blood bags or whatever are not an option.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, come on. It's almost always like, oh no, you need a living person because blah.
Yeah, but that's dumb.
Okay. Also, there have been several corpses that we've seen and we haven't been able to drink from them, so I'm assuming that either we aren't thinking that it's possible, or we do understand germ theory and aren't sure that we can't get sick.
There is a difference between a corpse and a bag of blood, specifically that the corpse has all of its, like, bacteria and stuff escaping into its little apocalyptic environment.
That's fair.
Okay, no, so my argument is different, and that's... It is... If we're gonna go with vampires are nothing more than effectively humans with a different digestive tract?
We don't know that yet.
Okay, I'm building to this. Then, yeah, you should be able to drink any blood that's not effectively rotten. And, like, drinking fresh corpses should be fine, and drinking blood bags should be fine. And in fact, drinking animals should be mostly fine.
I can eat rat.
You can?
Yeah.
Yeah. But if you go with the vampires as a supernatural creature, a representation and carrier of plague, disease, death, etc., then you're not actually drinking blood. You're drinking their life, their essence, or their health. In which case, drinking the health out of a corpse doesn't help you for fuck all.
Yeah, but there's a difference between that and taking a portion of their lifeblood that has been freely given and.
But
Yeah.
maybe, if you were supposed to be like the bringer of pain and death, maybe someone actually giving you blood doesn't fucking work. Like, straight up.
I think that it also is a case of you can't control your thirst enough for that.
I mean, depending on the vampire mythos, we've definitely seen different incarnations of how it has to happen.
Yeah.
All the more reason to invent blood bags, guys.
Right, but I mean, like, if you do, I mean, I think it's a interesting point that, like, if you are specifically violence and or disease, then, like,
And they're definitely doing the disease parallel here, obviously.
Well, I mean, I think there's literally a vampire infection in London, the reason is. But, like...
Well, there's also the flu and everything.
But, like, maybe blood bags specifically don't work because maybe every person you bite turns into a vampire and you're not aware of it. So it's like, oh no, the disease needs to spread. If it can't spread, you don't get, like, you're being kept alive by spreading the disease because every person you murder and bite has a chance to turn.
So you have to record the video and show it to somebody else.
Okay, that's...
The ring.
Yes.
Yes. Either way, where we are, we killed our first fellow bloodsucker.
Oh, did you?
Yes, he was also a drunk. Lovely fellow. Pretty sure he didn't do his own home decorating. You'll see it when I show you the video later. And Dr. Swansea...
Is that us?
No. I'm explaining. Dr. Swansea, who runs Pembroke Hospital, was very enthusiastic about going, well, I'll pay you to work here, and you'll be on the night shift. You'll be paid. By the way, I brought you new clothes. We didn't really have much of an option to say no, honestly.
So, do we think he knows?
Oh, absolutely. When we first met him, we could hear him talking to the lady vampire through the door that we met later.
Okay.
And when he said, come in, he had a cross out, and it hurt a bit. So this guy knows what he's doing, but as he said, while he works for some other religious organization, he is first and foremost a man of science. And gave us a swank new set of clothes. Look at us. We're beautiful now.
I mean, I love this coat. This coat is literally the reason I wanted to play Order 1886.
Exactly. And this is his own little steamboat. It's
What?
really friggin' cute.
What?
He showed up right after we stabbed the dude and was like, ah, great work! It's like, ah, hello, friend, you dick. So right over here, he is working with a nurse, who is checking in on a fellow we rescued from Drunk Vampire. And let me just show you vampire view. So Sean Hampton appears to be a priest. He's the one we rescued. Dr. Edgar Swansea.
It is literally Swan C.
Yes, that's a normal name, honey.
I thought it was
And then
like
a lady we
Swansea.
haven't met yet.
I was thinking Swan and then the letter Y, like Swansea. Like having the quality of being a swan.
That would be Swanee.
Sorry, S-Y.
We'll have a word in my office later, Jonathan.
I don't want to talk to you, I want to talk to the nice
Thank you,
lady.
Jonathan. I'll see you later.
Ah!
Hey, cool.
You should totally get that outfit, though.
You should. I would love to see you in that outfit.
I would love to have that outfit.
Oh! Oh, hello.
Rotten whole prison. Each heart contains the seed of life. Drink at this river. Try it all.
See?
Hi, bud.
Oh, come on, you bastard. I won't bite.
Sir, please. You've lost too much blood. Calm yourself.
You think I didn't notice? Stop your staring and get me to an hospital, you arse.
Insulting a good Samaritan. Not exactly the way to get rescued.
All right, sorry. I am in pain here. My guts are spilling out onto the street and you're yabbering on.
Yes.
Bleed.
That's a very nasty wound you've got there. Take my word, I am a doctor. Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Name's Clay Cox. I'd appreciate you helping me to a better place, Doc.
Follow me, Mr. Cox. Let me assist you to that better place.
Okay.
Concern. No, Noodle, not on my lap right now. Noodle, I love you too. You're adorable.
Snoodles, come here, little.
Bring this fading light into the shadows. Dance with him the dance of life and death.
No. Fuck you.
Oh, okay, you're putting your hand on his back.
No, I have him mesmerized.
Okay.
I'm gonna see if I can actually avoid eating this man.
Right, now you're actually...
I mean, he's probably a douche because even if... I'm not sure who started the altercation that led to somebody getting thrown into the river, because it might be him. But, yeah.
It's alright, at this point in time, let me...
Hey, I brought you...
Do you have to let it go?
It's not gonna let me break out. It's gonna make me eat him. It's gonna friggin' make me eat him.
Sorry, dear.
Clay, I am so sorry. You seem like a real asshole, but I don't want to do this.
Yeah, if it wasn't for the invisible man upstairs forcing me to do it.
If it wasn't for Dad!
The invisible voice in my head that won't let me stop doing this. Well, that's interesting. Apparently when you get close to murdering someone, you just hear your favorite religion.
Hey, cool.
Are they saying Rammstein?
Release, bitch!
Okay,
No.
if you...
Not tonight. Not like this. I will not take another life.
Okay, but you could, like, actually save them.
Yep. Come on, buddy. Come on. Clay? Fuck.
What happened?
I accidentally healed myself. Shit. Okay, I know what I can do.
You know, like,
Okay, so he's healthy.
he's healthy. Man, this is Batman all over again.
If I can get some information about him, he will actually be even better to eat.
And don't you
Technically.
press X to
Whoa, I feel giddy. Did I black out? Whoa, I feel giddy.
Well, I
What if
can't
you
do
go-
shit, apparently.
What if you go talk to your doctor friend? See if...
I'm gonna try. Yeah.
This game does not seem like it has that level of branching, but maybe.
Like, this is where he got hurt. Like, he was definitely having an altercation with someone.
Yeah, he's bleeding heavily and there's broken bottles on the floor.
Yeah, and I know somebody went into the river.
Well, apparently they're not breathing anymore. Or their heart's not beating, I guess is the canon truth.
Yeah, I can't even see blood.
That's my point, right? Because you get to see blood.
It is wise for the huntsman to sometimes let his prey go. But no famished hunter can run for long.
Shut up, Dad. You're not even my real dad.
I mean, probably could actually be a real dad.
Then he'd be even more of a dick because he let me eat my sister.
Win some, lose some. Also, I want to talk about how Vader, like, doesn't even try to approach Princess Leia, and only starts showing interest in Luke when he starts showing, that he has the Force.
Well, it's also that he didn't realize Leia was his kid.
You say that, but it seems like he got on the board with Luke quite quick. And all it takes for Luke to be like, oh, my sister does too, is I think Vader saying like, yes, it runs strong in our family. Your sister has it too. So like, clearly.
Yeah.
Just saying, man.
Oh, I've seen this one already. Like, I appreciate the new coat, but I would love to be able to dress myself up like a dumbass.
Oh, I'm sure they will give you periwigs and everything.
No.
No?
It doesn't seem like that kind of game.
Okay.
I cannot enter.
You're a vampire! Break the door!
No, maybe it's the I can't enter if I haven't been... No, that's not true. We watched you walk into a house that was uninvited.
Mm-hmm. Maybe it's that there are people who actually are alive in there.
Yeah, it's a residence versus just being a house.
Mm-hmm.
You also seem to probably be cross-riding line, question mark?
Yes, we have.
Okay.
I mean, unless you don't actually count the tames.
I definitely...
Tames.
It's better to just swallow every other old word. Better. Where's your doctor friend?
Busy.
That a dead dude that you can interact with?
Yep.
Hey, just rob him. Good. Lovely. Best doctor ever.
I'm dead. This shit doesn't apply to me anymore.
Feel like you could...
I'm not a person anymore. I'm a monster.
I still feel like you could lose your license to practice for being a douche.
Oh no. Dear love, I finally found the missing letter. Money for the fee asked by the ambulance driver to bring you to the hospital. Don't worry about anything except getting better, for I took care of everything. I asked some of our neighbors, and they told me Mr. Hooks is something of an honest crook. He may ask for extra money in exchange for a bed, but the bed is then guaranteed. I'm sorry I refused to pay first, and I realize now that the important thing is you get better soon. The Pembroke Hospital is a good place, I heard, despite the bad behavior of this Milton Hooks. I promise you everything's okay now. I'll see you in your clean bed as soon as possible. With fondest love, Nikolai.
Nikolai.
I work here now. Hello.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Reed. Always a pleasure to meet a colleague, sir. Especially when he was supposedly dead. A colleague?
Shit.
Are you a doctor too? Not anymore, sir. I used to be Dr. Rakesh Chadana. Now, I'm just Mr. Chadana, pawnbroker and humble guardian of this morgue. What do you mean, you used to be a doctor? Was your license revoked? No, sir. It is just that I like to be precise. I run a little pawn shop while taking care of the dead. But I used to be a real doctor. Are you afraid or uneasy being surrounded by so many corpses? Why should I? These bodies are empty vessels. Flesh left to decay. Poof. No soul anymore. All gone. An interesting point of view. And quite an exotic one, too. Most people fear, or at least have respect, for dead flesh. Sir, as a medic during the war, I learned to face my death and the death of others. It's the pain we have to take, not death itself. Do you need medical attention? I'm feeling all right, Doctor. But perhaps it is because I, too, am used to the smell of the dead.
Have we met before?
I don't think so, sir.
Why, when we first talked, you said you were glad to meet me since I was reported dead.
Funny story, sir. Your sister came here a few nights ago. You were missing, and she was looking for your body. She must be very relieved now.
Do you work here alone?
Yes, very easy work, sir. All I have to do is watch a few bodies. The situation was very different when the main morgue was still open.
Why close the hospital's main morgue?
It was for sanitary reasons after the beginning of the epidemic. Cadavers had to be moved to the nearest mass grave.
Why do you have to watch these bodies?
Because these poor fellows have no names. We keep them in case someone comes looking for the missing. Sadly, very rarely happens.
Are you afraid or uneasy being surrounded by so many corpses?
Why should I? These bodies are empty vessels. Flesh left to decay. Poof. No soul anymore. All gone.
I like him.
How did you get this job?
After I left the army, I worked as an undertaker down by the docks. A dangerous place with many an unpleasant business. Milton Hooks helped me get a job here.
Huh, more about Hooks. Interesting.
A pawnbroker? I expect you get all types of people here.
Yes, sir. All kind of people. For I sell all kind of goods.
Who comes here to trade with you? It's very unhygienic, even unsafe. Diseases can spread. For the customers, for the hospital.
I'm very cautious, sir. I've been a doctor, remember? And all my clients are good people. In fact, I think I only know good people.
What kind of goods?
With the quarantine, it's not always easy to buy things. So I trade. I exchange. Some people sell, some others buy. I like to help.
I like him.
Since you're not afraid of dying, do you believe in life after death, Rakesh?
No. I believe we must do all the good we can while alive. For our time is short, and the obstacles are endless.
Do you think you would enjoy immortality as a concept?
I don't think so. Don't mistake me. I love life, and I'd like to live a long life. But everything has to decay, sir. Even goodwill.
Do you really believe goodwill cannot last?
As I said, sir, everything decays. If I was to never die, goodness, I would be bored or worse. And I like to be helpful, sir.
Quite depressing, wouldn't you say?
Yes, but the good news is, we'll all die before losing our humanity, sir.
So you're ready to die?
No, I'm not. I don't fear death, for I won't see it. What troubles me is the pain my death will inflict to those I know.
You're a wise man, Mr. Chidam.
No, Dr. Reed, I am a foolish man. But I like to think otherwise.
He's cool.
Please show me what you have to sell.
Of course. It's just trinkets and curios, really. But I'm sure they can be useful.
Also, that highlighted blue part was pretty clearly a, yeah.
I couldn't see the screen.
That was you using your mesmerized voice to draw out information.
Oh, yeah, makes sense.
Ooh. I don't actually know what I need.
Bodies will arrive and then sadly depart. I'm managing a train tunnel.
it's locked. Obviously.
I cannot enter.
He's still robbing the dead, right? We are.
Yep.
The Mormon. Most of his supplies come from the dead.
Him? No, not that I'm aware of.
The man you just talked to.
Good evening. I'm Dr.
That's not
Jonathan
what he
Reed,
said.
the new surgeon here.
What
Your blood.
Dr. Swansea has already told us about you, sir. I'm Nurse Gwyneth Brannigan. Welcome to the Pembroke Hospital.
Did he really? It's a good thing I wasn't hoping to keep a low profile.
All members of staff have already read about your new blood transfusion technique. Dr. Swansea made sure of that.
I see. Well, I'm a little surprised, but I suppose I'll just have to deal with this unexpected notoriety.
You must know, blood transfusions are Dr. Swansea's primary subject of research. He is convinced it is the future.
Well, it definitely is.
How are things here?
Not good, to say the least. We're struggling against an invisible enemy, more lethal than any bullet from a gun. It's hard.
Darling, could you move the candy so I can
An
sit next to you?
invisible enemy. Quite a poetic term for a disease, especially from a nurse.
Sorry, Doctor. These last few weeks have been exhausting. We could all do with a good night's sleep.
Oh no.
Noodle pathing! Come here, buddy boy. Dwarf. Oh, here we go. Nugget, come here. Good boy. Good kitty. Yeah.
He's the best cat around.
He almost screwed up the knitting. Noodle, no! That's not... Okay.
You got him?
Do
Hopefully.
you think this hospital can survive the epidemic?
We are all volunteers here, and we're trying to hold fast, but how do we beat an invisible killer? Some nurses are already resigned.
I'm not familiar with all the staff yet. Perhaps you could help me.
Brilliant professionals, most of them. Dr. Swansea has a gift, a recruiting talent.
Most of them. Is there a problem I should know about, nurse?
It would be inappropriate for me to speak ill of a colleague.
Is there anyone that stands out?
Well, I have never met someone as dedicated as Dr. Timmons. He should be a standard for us all here. If only he were younger.
Why should his age be a problem?
I guess it's fair to say he's always pushing himself to the limits. He just doesn't know when to stop and get some rest.
Maybe I should mesmerize him and make him go to bed.
Nurse Brannigan, if you do know something, please tell me.
Dad,
Anything
man.
you say will be held in confidence.
No, I may disagree with some conduct, but in the end, everybody is doing their best.
I love the I'm a vampire now. I'm gonna take care of your health.
She is very close about her personal life.
Goodbye.
I can't ask her any
Call me
personal
if you need
questions.
assistance.
Hey, you just met her, to be fair.
Oh,
Doctor, where have you been? I've little time to play hide and seek with new staff members, no matter how illustrious they may be.
I found a wounded man by the docks. He answers to the name of Clay Cox. He requires urgent medical attention.
Already making the rounds? That's the Pembroke spirit. I'll ask our porter, Milton, to bring him back immediately.
Why didn't you carry
Thank you, nurse.
Dick?
What can I do
because
for
the
you?
game wouldn't let me.
I know.
Dr. Swansea insisted we provide you a quiet office. You'll find it on the second floor with your name on the door.
Thank you.
Oh,
Nurse Crane, isn't it?
Yes, Dorothy Crane. Welcome to Pembroke Hospital, Dr. Reed. Your office has been prepared.
I would like to ask a few questions first. And Mr. Hampton, the patient we brought in, how does he fare?
I gave him a sedative to help him sleep. Poor thing was in quite a state of shock.
After blood loss?
Is Dr. Swansea?
Kidding me?
Well, you accepted the job from him. I thought you would have known about your employer.
1918.
You know, give him some heroin.
It's
That
right
should
to
straighten him
assume
out.
Dr. Swansea knows far more about me than I do about him.
You'll get to know him soon enough, and better than me. The administrator has
You know
better
what
things to
I
do
mean.
than mix with us.
He's, quite the gentleman, if you understand my drift.
Apologies, I've
That
only
is
just
why
met
you're here.
him. This is sudden. I've only just returned to England.
Dr. Swansea is a brilliant surgeon and the most compassionate physician.
He's gonna be really pissed if you eat anyone.
If you could
Say
point me
this.
in the direction of my room again, nurse.
Second floor of the hospital, left after the stairs. It's the last vacant office at the end of the corridor.
Noodle
Thank
is
you,
not
Elizabeth.
appreciating being held so firmly.
Sorry, Noodle. I love you.
I like that she doesn't comment like, are you sure you're gonna do well here? You forgot everything I said 5 seconds after I said it. No offense, but...
Runs away. This is how I look when I flee responsibility. Whew. This area is healthy.
What?
It's locked,
Hey!
all right.
You mean the serious topic?
Oh. Let's go back to the hospital. When you change areas, it'll give you a status update, basically.
Oh, okay.
So, boop, boop, boop.
Hi, Nugget. I love you. I know your mother keeps messing with your whiskers. Fine. He's very clingy, Internet.
Providing enough pounds.
God's sake, Nugget, get off my lace.
Nugget, come here.
Pick somewhere to be that's not annoying.
Good evening.
Alright,
So
that's
it is
fine.
true.
Good work.
The famous Dr. Reed has joined us. I can't think of any better news during these terrible times.
Do we know each other?
Actually, yes. We met once before, at the Rockefeller University in New York.
Dr. Tippett, yes, I remember. I was assisting Professor Carell in his research about coronary bypasses. He had nothing but praise for you.
He was also very confident about your future. And look at you now. Eminent surgeon and blood transfusion specialist.
What is the Pembroke Hospital situation? And please, speak freely.
This hospital is not exactly the best of London. I'm sure you are used to working in a better environment.
Look at the sign in the back.
Hospital full, please go back home.
It's more than enough. In any case, the personnel of the hospital are much more important to me than the building.
Don't be misled by appearances, Dr. Reed. This hospital does not lack talented people. It just lacks hope.
And a vampire will be the fix.
Yeah, you're
What can you tell me about the staff?
You died, you came back
Some
in
are
7
really
days.
good, and others are not so good. But during this troubled period, there is no time for slander. I prefer to focus on the positive character traits.
Tell me more about cherished people.
Nurse Brannigan is a pearl. She is the most helpful and dedicated nurse I've ever worked with. A clever and cheerful woman.
You really seem to admire her skills.
I'll go even further. If she was a man, she would be a damn fine practitioner.
Any opinion about the management?
I don't always agree with Dr. Swansea's reserve.
But I must admit, he does all he can to keep this facility running during this crisis.
Ah, yes, the burden of command. I was fed up with this concept while serving as a medical officer.
Don't get me wrong. Swansea's a good administrator. I just wish he would get out of his office now and again.
Well, he definitely got out of his office to pick me up in a boat.
Almost like he's pretending to be in his office while he goes off and does other sneaky things.
Naughty boy.
You're exhausting yourself, Corcoran. Maybe you should think about preserving your strength.
No. We must keep on healing all those poor souls. We are the last rampart before chaos. Once more unto the breach.
Well, damn.
I like it.
No, come on. Push on.
Miss Brannigan is worried about you, Doctor.
She should not have told you that.
Oh, damn it.
You don't have to blame her for her honesty.
I'm not that kind of man, my dear Jonathan. Actually, Nurse Brannigan's opinion is the only one I may listen to.
Good.
Yes, but Life in London.
Yeah, that was the section we were just
Goodbye,
on.
Dr. Tibbets.
Take a nap! Hello, stranger.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. I'm new here.
I've already heard about you, Dr. Reed. I'm Milton Hooks, the ambulance driver for this shithole of a hospital.
That's quite a blunt introduction, Mr. Hooks.
You can call me Milton. I like to speak my mind, Dr. Reed. Perk of the job. Don't judge me, and I won't judge you.
I'm not sure I understand what you're talking about.
Well, I'm
Vampyr,
no
are you
doctor,
into
but
that
I'm pretty
proper
sure a gun
purpose?
can't be used as a surgical instrument.
You have a keen eye. I learned to shoot during the war, and have carried one ever since. Old habits die hard.
No need to explain, Dr. Reed. And if you ever need a better gun, remember, I may have something for you.
So what do you do exactly in this hospital? Apart from smuggling guns, I mean.
I've been an ambulance driver since... too long, I guess. I bring sick people here night and day. It's a dirty job, but I get it done. Most of the time.
Since you're on the front line, how is the sanitary situation in this vicinity?
It's a complete disaster. It's even getting dangerous to enter some streets or buildings. Even the locals attack you.
Huh.
It sounds like things have been a bit rough recently. What's happened?
Yesterday I got attacked by the patient I was bringing in. I escaped from the hospital's garden, but I lost my wallet when I was running.
You left an infected patient outside the hospital. That's incredibly dangerous.
Go there yourself if you want, but be careful, Doctor. I'd rather not bring your dead body back.
Yes! Oh my god, they're calling it Midnight of the Garden of Good and Evil. Oh, beautiful.
How is the situation?
You want to hear the situation is all right? It's fucking awful. We lack everything, and it's getting worse every day.
Are you really smuggling weapons through the hospital?
And why not? I've already been attacked by patients, you know. And by gang members willing to steal my money.
But you're not defending yourself. You're selling guns to civilians.
You keep people alive your own way, Doctor. I offer them another way to protect their health.
That's fair.
I assume he's the one people don't like.
Tell me why you're extorting money from some of the patients here.
If a patient wants a bed, he'll have to pay me a little fee. That's all.
Where did you get the idea for such an immoral scam?
Because remember,
Funny
he
you
was
should
the one
ask.
who was an
The
honest.
first time it was from a patient who bribed me to get a bed. It's only then I realized I could make a fortune.
I'd like to see your goods.
Wise choice, Dr. Reed. A reliable gun is what everybody needs these days.
But you remember the note that talked about being honest?
Yes, dear, I do.
Well, I only remembered it when you asked it.
Oh, there's 3 people out there. Tickets is over there.
I just told you to get some sleep, man.
He said he'd consider it. That's the best we can do. Yeah, I got glass vials. Cool, I can start making shit.
What you gonna make?
Medicine from a doctor.
Yeah, you know, opium, heroin, cocaine, the usual.
Yeah.
I just found some beer bottles. I'm using them.
I just got glass vials from an actual thing. Don't shade me, bro.
No, dude. I do feel like this is the point in time where making heroin and prescribing it to patients was normal. So.
I mean, they still do use opiates in legitimate medicine, dear.
My personal medication is a variant of meth. What's your point?
I feel like they were a little less responsible about it during the turn of the century.
I mean, that's true, but...
To be fair, I do believe they had less knowledge about it.
Well, yes, and antibiotics weren't really a thing yet. I'm not sure some of the drugs even were.
Also, how do you feel about the blood site, the vampire site?
Yeah.
I don't like
Good
the
evening.
unknown...
Good evening, Doctor. I don't think we've been introduced yet.
the
My
unknown
name is
face.
Pippa Hawkins.
And I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Devil
Dr.
face.
Swansea has recently offered me a position in this hospital.
Well, it's a euphemism that your help will be appreciated, Doctor.
Oh, you mean like the people that you have not gotten to look at all?
Yeah, when it says unknown, there's no face on it. It's kind of creepy.
A couple of the ones that are unknown we're seeing, though.
Alright.
We see later.
How would you describe the situation at Pembroke Hospital?
It's serious. The flu is wreaking havoc amongst the staff and patients. We are running out of everything.
Nurse Hawkins, the Spanish flu won't last forever. Even the Black Plague didn't kill everyone.
I wish I could believe you. But what if this epidemic was worse? What if in the end, nobody was spared?
Then we're all well and truly.
You must get a hold of yourself, nurse.
Sorry, I'm exhausted. No one has any idea when this epidemic will be over.
Her name is Pippa.
How long have you been a nurse?
Or long enough to see that the epidemic is winning. And no matter how qualified you are, don't tell me you'll change that.
You'd be surprised what dedication can achieve, Nurse Hawkins. In medicine, sometimes we're just a test result away from a miracle.
Sorry, Doctor. I don't want to sound bitter, but I'm just too tired to give a pep talk like Nurse Brannigan.
How is the Pembroke staff coping with the epidemic?
Well, not well. Milton, the ambulance driver, is even more grumpy than usual, especially concerning doctors.
Oh.
Why does Milton dislike doctors?
I don't know. Just ask him. But be warned, Milton is not the chatty type.
It's alright. I'll kill him if I need
Why
to.
is Milton grumpy on a daily basis? Is it just an act?
Milton's not the kind of man who's bothered about a bad reputation, whether he deserved it or not.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
Yeah, see? Oh! Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, no. None of them actually have their eyeballs on, I think. But yeah, that's creepy. I love how, like, this person in this bed does not have any blood, and yet, like, apparently they count.
Dr. Swansea is right. This place seems perfect to conduct my research.
What's your research exactly?
I got a blood sample from the vampire.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
It's full of bees.
Turns out vampires are just the Spanish flu all along.
Disgust on every street corner. The daily routine.
Good evening, sir. Can I help you?
Unless you're here to fix my face. No. I don't think you can help me.
I'm Dr. Reed. I've recently taken the position of head surgeon here. War injuries, am I right?
You guessed right, Doctor. German shell took my pretty little mug right off. But they still call me Thomas Elwood.
Where were you stationed? Did you serve for long?
I really don't want to talk about all this shit.
No offense. I was pushing too much. I served in France myself. I just wanted to know what happened to you.
You were an officer, weren't you? Then I doubt we fought the same war, sir. No offense.
How is your stay with us, Mr. Elwood?
Oh, it's bliss. I just escaped death in the trenches to be surrounded again by the moans of the dying.
Can I ask you precisely why you're a patient here?
It's the pain, sir. The drugs don't work. It just hurts under the scars, if you get my drift.
Who is treating you? Is someone in particular looking after your kids?
Nobody since the old and tired doctor spoke to me. Started to think I was forgotten about. Wouldn't blame you.
You don't seem worried by them.
My face hurts so much more when I smile or cry. I've learned it's easier not to speak. But be assured I'm smiling inside.
Can I do anything for your pain?
Nurses gave me a bunch of pills. No effect. Told you. Like the flames are under my skin, burning away.
Turning into a vampire, Harry.
Soldier, do you need assistance?
I'm fine. Just do something for this pain, will you? That's all I'm asking.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Elwood.
Farrah, if you get caught in that again, I'm going to laugh. Okay, it says he's healthy.
I assume it's a quester.
Pain. It's here again.
I cannot enter.
Hey, it's Buddy!
Good evening, Mr. Hampton. How do you feel?
Dr. Reed, is it? Oh, Sora, I must apologize for my behavior.
What do you mean?
I was not myself in the factory. Fear and exhaustion made me say awful things to you, I'm afraid.
You remained perfectly nice and polite. A little delirious, perhaps. But who wouldn't be after enduring an abduction?
Thank you, Doctor. That's a relief. Now all I need to do is rest and return to my flock.
What do you do for a living, Mr. Hampton? I can't help but notice the cross around your neck.
I manage a night asylum for the poor and homeless of the docks. And I try to guide the lost and hesitant on the right path to our Lord.
Why didn't you use your cross against William Bishop? To repel him somehow?
That's a very strange question, Doctor. A cross is no magical token, if that's what you were trying to say. Not mine, anyway.
Are you a priest, Mr. Hampton? A deacon, maybe?
Not at all, Doctor. I'm just a man of faith willing to preach the good word.
How do you feel, Mr. Hampton? Medically speaking, I mean.
I feel exhausted. Beyond exhaustion, actually.
William drank so much of my blood in his madness. I feel empty.
You're in good hands here. Dr. Swansea is well versed in blood transfusion, and I'm sure he'll take the best care of you.
Thank you, sir. I believe all I need is rest. And then I can go back to the people who need me.
Have you made friends?
Have you made friends since you arrived?
Not really, but I recognize Miss Harriet Jones. I knew her when she lived by the docks. That poor woman had such a miserable life.
You never came to see her here at Pembroke. Receiving visits when sick can be an important part of the healing process, you know. We're not just bodies.
You're preaching to the converted now, Doctor. To be truly honest, I thought she was dead. She left the docks many months ago.
Interesting. Thank you, Charlie.
What is the general situation in the East End docks?
The situation has always been tough, with a lot of tensions between the gangs and the dockers' trade union. The Wet Boot Boys are very nervous since they lost their leader.
Who leads the gang now?
Since Clay Cox went missing, it's his wife Edwina who runs the show, with the assistance of her minion, Booth Digby.
What?
Has the gang been threatening you?
Ah, no. I've had this nickname for so long, you know, the sad saint of the East End. No one dares to bug a saint, not even criminals.
Do you know Tom Watts, the bartender from the Turtle? I met him before I found you in the canning factory.
Tom? Yes, of course. Always the helping hand, good old Tom. Without men like him, corruption and despair would have wiped out the East End long ago.
People are still in despair.
How could it be otherwise? The authorities have left us all to rot in this contagious nightmare. No drugs, no advice, nothing. It's a damn shame.
Who should I avoid in this part of town, then? Any particularly evil figures?
Not really. Most men and women are just doing their best. And it's not my habit to speak ill of people I know, Doctor.
How did you end up in William Bishop's den?
I had received alarming news about his recent behavior. I went to his place and he refused to let me go.
You dared to enter this awful place alone. You're a hero, Mr. Hampton. Or a fool.
I'm just a man trying to help his friends, Dr. Reed. William Bishop was a conflicted soul, searching for light.
Why did he abduct you?
William was an alcoholic. His addiction suddenly changed to blood. I don't know why. Just like a patient I met here. This Miss Hawcroft.
Goodbye, Mr. Hampton. We'll talk again later.
So you can't ask about the gang leader?
No! Yeah, that's really annoying. It's not even unlocking that as a hint, dude. That's really frustrating.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Reed, the new surgeon at the Pembroke Hospital. And who are you?
Your name has no meaning to me, mortal. You're nothing but dust blown by the winds of eternity.
I beg your pardon.
What are you begging for, mortal? My clemency? Well, tonight maybe I'm inclined to mercy. You'll never forget the night you met Thelma Howcroft.
You keep calling me mortal. Why is this? And if I'm mortal, what are you?
Well, Dr. Reed, if you must know, I'm a vampire.
Delightful.
Who are you really, Miss Howcroft? I mean, apart from being a vampire.
Is that not enough for you, puny mortal? What do you require? Proof of my powers?
I'm curious to know who you were before becoming a vampire.
No,
Yes,
such
that's
a long
what
time ago, I don't remember. Centuries of unholy life can have strange effects on one's minds, you see?
Sweet. Okay,
Kids don't fight.
I love this.
Kids don't fight.
I do love this though.
Yeah, I love it.
I'm assuming you must be a patient. Am I right?
It's only a cover to hide from my enemies. I can leave whenever I want. As a woman, a spirit, fog, or bat.
Who are these enemies? Can you describe them?
I can't.
What about
But I sense their eyes on me from nearby. I feel them watching me every time I visit the garden near the morgue.
nurse?
The staff here are not your enemy. They're here to help, to care for.
I'm not speaking of the doctors in white. I'm speaking of the men and women who hunt me. For I am a vampire.
I see. Don't worry. These people will not find you here. I'll personally make sure they leave you alone.
Thank you, mortal. But do not interfere with them, for you are no match for those that hunt me.
I'm gonna lol if these psychotic woman is actually being hunted by vampire hunters because she keeps loudly telling people she's a vampire. Double cats.
Double cats all the way.
And why do you believe you're a vampire?
I don't need to believe anything. It is what I am. It is what I feel within this hollow shell of flesh.
Give me a couple minutes, yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah. Because I cannot see it for whatever damn reason.
Please,
Give me the
describe to me
information.
how you feel. What is it like to be a vampire?
I can hear my body crumble from the inside as my flesh cracks and fades. I sense the last pulse of postulant blood within my drying veins. I need new blood.
Kanjoku, darling.
Yeah, what?
I see. Have you ever heard of Kotos?
Never.
It's a mental illness discovered by a French neurologist named Jules Cotta. The affected patients are delusional. They believe that they are putrefied.
Is that the meth thing?
A ghost or a ghoul.
Okay.
Or in your case, a vampire.
Delusional, you say? Oh, sad and petty mortal. You can't even begin to understand the concept of immortality. And you think it is I who am delusional.
So that's a real thing that I assume.
Yep.
I'll leave you, Mistress Fitz, to your nocturnal.
I think personal questions had a white option.
Nope.
Nope.
They're both locked at the moment. It's all about finding somebody you actually can talk to, right? I like Thelma already, you guys.
Just because she's nutter?
Yeah. She is a trash babe. I'm quite fond of her already.
Okay.
I mean,
Wait.
Uh-huh.
Oh, no, that's a window. Yeah.
I mean, she's absolutely bait. Like, she's a person you could pretty easily just go, oh, about, you know? Hello, stranger. Talk to me. Hey!
No, you can't talk to people while they're...
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I believe we're going to be colleagues.
Reed, yes, I've been informed about your arrival. I'm Waverly Ackroyd. Welcome aboard, I suppose.
Does my arrival inconvenience you in some way, Dr. Ackroyd?
Let us just say that I don't particularly share Dr. Swans's enthusiasm for hiring you. What we need here are reliable professionals, not overrated dabblers.
I can't actually argue with that.
If you have a problem with me, Dr. Ackroyd, please feel free to tell me.
Dr. Swansea has imposed your presence on this hospital without asking anyone's advice. The benefit of his position. But I don't agree with it.
I know we've never met before, but I believe this hospital could use all the help it can get. You will agree with that, I'm sure.
Oh, but I have heard about you, Doctor. Of course, you can't say the same about me, since I have not wasted my time courting the press.
Crying out loud, I actually have to use both hands for this.
There is no need for such animosity between us. Don't you think the epidemic is already enough to deal with?
That is one point we could agree on. And that is precisely why I want to be sure that you will be of help to this hospital, instead of a burden.
Thank you, dear. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. I thought it was gonna fall.
Since your tenure in this hospital is longer than mine, perhaps you can tell me more about this place.
Let's just say I'm tired of the carelessness around me. I have always respected the skills of Dr. Swansea, but over time his enthusiasm has become displaced.
Carelessness? Exactly what are you talking about?
We're here to save lives. The people who trust us are not volunteering for experimentation. They're here to be healed.
I don't intend to run any radical experiments, Doctor. Even if I, as any good practitioner should, express an interest in pushing the boundaries of medical research.
Modern medical methods were created through audacity and ego. But there are rules in our line of work, and they're here to protect our patients.
Nice.
I don't know what you've heard about me, but I have already proved my value as a practitioner.
I don't question your skills, Dr. Reed, but your motive. Is it money, fame, or are you truly dedicated?
And what exactly is that supposed to mean?
I served in the war just like you. But unlike you, I did not use the wounded to play the modern sorcerer.
Be careful what you insinuate, Dr. Ackroyd.
I only want you to admit you used those men to improve your theories.
Knowledge has always been and will remain our main weapon. And it has always come at a price. And personal initiative.
It is not a question of initiative. It is a question of integrity. These men and women have put their faith in us, Dr. Reed.
Yeah.
It seems you have bad memories of research.
I refuse to see this industrial slaughter as scientific progress. War only reveals the worst in men.
We can at least agree on something, Dr. Ackroyd.
Nice!
Thank you for your time. We'll talk later.
Also, I do like that your hands were not clean even before you murdered someone.
Yep.
Yep.
I mean, maybe they were, but, you know.
You're kind of a dick.
Yeah. Well, it's definitely arguable, which is a nice gray area to come from.
You always knew the word was wrong. As for me, what a lumbering idiot.
Good evening, sir. May I help you?
I don't know if a third opinion is needed. Your colleagues are already arguing about my condition.
I see. Would you mind telling me more about your situation?
I'm Harvey Fiddick. All I want is to get me bloody arm fixed properly.
Tell me about the doctors who are arguing about your case.
Strickland and Ackroyd. They both want the best for me, but there's a lot of pride there. Doctors are no different from carpenters, it seems.
What do you mean?
I often had professional arguments with rivals on a building site. Difference is I disagreed about wooden nails, not flesh and bones. Tell me about yourself, Mr. Fiddick. I'm just a regular guy waiting to get his arm fixed, so I can return to work and to my family.
I was more curious about what you were doing before being hospitalized.
I'm a carpenter, and a good one too. But that means I need both arms to feed my family, Dr. Reed.
Is there anything else that's bothering you? Can I help you?
I'm all right. Considering the state of this place, I should consider myself lucky, I guess.
Are you satisfied with your treatment here?
Well, it's clear that I've chosen a bad time to be injured. Forgive my bluntness, but you seem overwhelmed by cases of the flu.
I won't lie to you about it. I'm afraid we are.
Are you sure you don't want to operate yourself, Dr. Reed? I have the feeling you're very capable. And your colleagues seem to think so too.
In other circumstances, you would be right. But for now, I don't think I can take on the responsibility. My apologies.
I might accidentally eat you during surgery.
Mm-hmm. So what I thought is
Goodbye
like
for now.
you talk to everyone, they tell you about other people, then you go check up on that and be like, hey, that guy told me. But that doesn't seem to be what
It is in some cases, but it doesn't seem to be a straight up about everything.
Yes. Off later.
Good evening. Can I help you?
It's my son who needs you, sir.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. How can I help your son?
I'm Beatrice Goswick, mother of Mortimer Goswick. Could you check on him, please, Dr. Reed? I've heard much of your talents as a physician.
Look at her children.
They're all very excitable.
What can you tell me about yourself?
Not much to say. Just take care of my Mortimer and I'll cover all the expenses. That's all that matters.
There's some interesting lighting going on with this lady's hair.
I think it's because the candle's right there and her hair is not modeled perfectly, so the light is shining through it partially. That's what I think.
May I ask if you have an occupation, Mrs. Goswick?
I'm a teacher by profession. I teach young women who are more ambitious about their futures than their families.
Are you really that rich? Most of the patients here are rather more humble, if I may say so.
Yes, thanks to my husband. May he rest in peace. I can cover any needed medical expenses.
Darling, you lost a needle in the blankets. It's fine, I caught it for you.
What do you think of your reception here? Any complaints?
I have had the uttermost reservations about this hospital since we arrived. But we had no other choice, considering the state of emergency.
Is there something in particular that's bothering you?
Some of the staff were not especially welcoming. I suspect they're not accustomed to dealing with patients of such social standing.
Tell me more about your arrival at the Pembroke Hospital. What gave you such a bad first impression?
The ambulance driver was quite rude, for a start. And that nurse, Miss Hawkins, seems to have quite a dubious attitude.
What do you mean?
She managed to secure a bed for my son despite the epidemic. It was a relief, but it wasn't cheap.
Pippa!
She charged you for a bed?
Yes, and I paid without question, considering the urgency of the situation.
I share your concern, Mrs. Goswick. Be sure that I'll talk to the people involved.
I don't expect compensation, Dr. Reed. But I'm aware such behavior would not be tolerated in other hospitals.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
I'm alright.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Reed. Can I help at all?
No.
Really? Why are you here?
I don't want to talk. My throat hurts too much.
I suppose
Oh,
that this
shit, you
pain
got bit!
is the reason you're here. Is someone taking care of you?
Yes.
And,
Could you at least tell me your name, sir?
Mortimer. Mortimer Goswick.
Can you not force me to talk?
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Goswick.
I don't want to talk, Doctor.
How painful is your throat, Mr. Goswick?
So painful I'd rather not talk at all, Doctor.
I'm sure you realize a doctor and his patient have to communicate, sir. Would it help if I gave you some paper and a pen?
Not really.
I see. Then maybe it's not just your throat that hurts, Mr. Goswick. Perhaps your sore throat is just the consequence of something more hurtful.
Yes, maybe. But I don't want to talk or even write about it now.
Too bad!
Why did your mother have you hospitalized here? She seems convinced this is a bad hospital.
My mother just wants the best for me. She won't rest while I'm here. She'd go all the way to hell and back to help me.
Is your mother bothering you? As your doctor, I can ask her to leave you alone if you would prefer.
That's tempting, Doctor. But you have no idea what my mother is capable of. She would tie herself to my bed if you asked her to leave.
Pembroke Hospital may look unorthodox, but rest assured, you're in good hands here.
It's not me you have to convince, Dr. Reed. It's my mother.
Yo, bitch, what's up with your son? Hey. Up, up.
I already asked that.
How painful is your throat, Mr. Goswick?
So painful I'd rather not talk at all.
Why is it still like... Okay, whatever.
I assume that if I do something...
I'll let you get some rest.
Hey! He's fatigued! If I get him a fatigue treatment...
I'm afraid I may, sir. I don't mean to be a burden.
I don't have medicine yet.
I will see you later.
Fatigue treatment!
I have to go, sir. But don't hesitate to contact me if you need me.
I can actually help a patient!
I like that you talked him into being tired, and they're now going to give him pep pills for it.
No, he was fatigued to start with. Don't blame me.
I don't know. I feel like you talked him.
I'll fight you.
You and Vampyr.
This is not where we make our medicine, Doctor.
Sure it is. We just gotta go find some more beer bottles.
Huh?
They weren't beer bottles. I actually got them from a good place. Don't make fun of me.
This also might be the Skyrim practice of medicine, so you're like, I need some clear spring water. Here, let me go out to the
Thelma
nearest
Howard said she was being watched by vampire hunters. Where are they hiding?
She is
investigating.
No. She is clearly paranoid. You literally told her you think she's delusional. Do not.
Well, you never know, right?
That doesn't mean she's not being followed by vampire hunters, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
Considering your previous,
No, you have good reason to suspect vampire hunters exist. Also, you didn't check
Good
that
evening, Dr. Reed.
I can't.
Such a
It's
pleasure
locked.
to see you again.
Hey, do you have fatigue medicine?
Please show me what you have to sell. Of course.
Oh, honey, no.
It's just
I
trinkets
make
and
the
curios,
medicine.
really. But I'm sure they can be useful.
Move that cat. Move that cat.
Trap that cat. Hey, you just got codeine from this guy. Jesus Christ, that's right. You're a drug dealer.
Yeah, baby.
Well, I mean, there's your fatigue treatment right there.
Yeah, I just have to turn it into a treatment, honey.
Oh, okay.
Which means I'm gonna have to find my route. It hurts. A lot.
I can't tell. There's still people you haven't talked to yet.
Yes.
Hi, you're a kitty.
Hey, hello, other doctor.
Good evening, Doctor. I believe we're going to be working together. Dr. Reed. Dr. Swansea informed us of your arrival, but I could not bear to believe we'd have such good fortune. Such an honor, sir. Thank you. And you are?
I am Thoreau Strickland, Dr. Thoreau Strickland. I'm a great admirer of your work, Dr. Reed.
Fucking Square's not letting me ask them things.
Please, could you tell me something about yourself? I'm a great admirer of your work concerning blood transfusion, Dr. Reed. I run my own experiments. I'm convinced it's the future.
Oh.
Wait, what?
I run my own experiments. I'm convinced it's the future.
I based my technique on my mentor's research. He helped me perfect my method. What is yours?
I'd rather not talk about it. For now, it's just theories and first approach. My process is purely experimental and unsuccessful.
As long as you're cautious and methodical, you may remain empty-handed, but you won't fail.
You're not the first one to warn me, but I am convinced knowledge is the main weapon against the ravages of this epidemic.
That's not like the first person to say that. Anyone else?
What made you choose to be a doctor?
I'm not ashamed to admit you and your work have inspired me. I am honored to have the opportunity to work by your side.
How old am I?
Yeah, that's the thing. Well, I mean, these guys look like they're in their early 20s, and I mean...
It's always a pleasure to share scientific and medical knowledge with someone eager to learn.
So...
I'll
well,
be
also
glad
we're dead.
if I can.
This epidemic may be the century's most terrible disaster, but I'm convinced that we, as doctors, are the only ones able to defeat it.
By washing our hands.
What can you tell me about the Pembroke?
Well, it has always been an honor to work with Dr. Swansea. But with your arrival, I can't think of a better opportunity to learn about blood transfusion.
I can give you a very personal attitude.
Do you need help with anything in particular?
Well, yes, maybe. I'm waiting for a batch of products I ordered for my personal research, yet my supplier seems to have vanished.
Do you want me to play the errand boy for you?
Oh no, Dr. Reed. But if you went personally to his shop, what with your reputation and all, he wouldn't dare to refuse the products I need.
I see. Well, give me the address, for I may pass by if I have time.
Watch your ass or I'll
You
eat
seem quite
you.
optimistic. It's a rare and precious attitude in these difficult times.
I'm convinced that this epidemic is a test of endurance and dedication for us men of science.
Questions remain about our capacity to resolve the situation.
True. Last summer, during the first wave of the epidemic, I used to joke with Milton about the extra work. We're not smiling now.
What do you think of Dr. Ackroyd's aversion to modern medical methods?
It's a shame he's so narrow-minded. Dr. Swansea taught me that science is about exploring uncharted territory. I'm convinced that's true.
With the influenza and all that's going on, you should put your differences aside, don't you think? Why is it so difficult to work together?
I believe that if Dr. Ackroyd had been the one to discover the transfusion process, he would be the first to recommend its use.
So you believe it's just a question of jealousy and pride?
Dr. Ackroyd is as proud as he is blinded by his obsolete concept of medical science.
Interesting.
Tell me more about your willingness to experiment with new medical techniques.
Harvey Fiddick is a patient suffering from a severe injury that could cripple him if not treated correctly. I'm convinced your blood transfusion technique could help him.
What is it you really want? To save him, or to prove your point?
Fair question. I want nothing but to save my patient, Dr. Reed. Especially since I know Mr. Fiddick's story.
Tell me Mr. Fiddick's story.
Our first diagnosis was compromised because Mr. Fiddick lied to us about the real origin of his injury. He first claimed it was an accident.
But why would he hide such crucial information from us?
Because he is a proud father, ashamed of putting his children at risk because of his own negligence.
This personal involvement could also appear to be a lack of impartiality. You must know that a good surgeon must remain neutral.
I agree. But that does not excuse Dr. Ackroyd's behavior. A man who did not even take time to converse with his patient.
Do you think keeping his distance was a mistake?
All I know is that I'm taking care of human beings with desires, hopes, and fears. Not some biological machine comprised of blood, bones, and flesh.
Do you need my medical attention, dear colleague?
You don't have to worry about me, Dr. Reed. I am here to assist you, not to be a burden.
Very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I'll leave that for now. I think we've...
Goodbye,
You asked him
Dr.
about that.
Yeah. There might be more we could delve into there, but...
Yeah,
There's also more we could probably delve into with...
I feel we could probably talk to the guy and...
Harvey, but...
Harvey and... Well, yeah, actually talk to him.
I think I want to
Okay.
explore the hospital a little more.
And probably talk with Ackroyd again, because it...
I want to see all of the people we haven't met yet.
Okay.
I just haven't met them.
Yes. You keep exiting the hospital.
Hey! Because it's the only way to get doors to friggin' open.
It's locked, all right.
Because previously these doors were locked.
You'd think with all your other convenience skills, you'd know how to lock them.
I know. Maybe it's a level 10 skill.
Well, you should put your next perk into it.
I would if I could.
Open doors.
There's an unknown.
The Pokemon?
God.
It's in the tent, I think, too.
No, it's not. Someone's coached my flank.
I cannot enter.
I like the... It's probably Catards.
What? Okay.
She's in a room I can't access.
Probably someone you can't access right now, then. It's a higher level patient.
Higher level problem, goddamn problem. Yeah, bottles.
This is a fire hazard.
Scowl voices in the garden. I should investigate. If they were to find somebody.
Where's Skull?
They're like me.
You can still drink him?
Yep.
Huh. Did you murder a vampire?
Yeah.
That's it? There's no...
Yeah. Hey, the body's gone.
Okay.
Farah, honey, can you please move out from in front of Mommy's sight line? Darling, please, don't be in front of the camera.
Hey, Farah.
Farah.
Farah, if you don't move, I'm gonna hug you. Farah, I love you.
Go, Daddy, go.
This is what it takes.
Yeah. You just knocked the lotion over again.
I know I did. It's not important. It's important
It's
as
not a problem anymore.
It's important as scaring the cat.
Alright, so, our one fellow said that his wallet was out here.
Was it out here?
Yep. We need to find the lost wallet in the garden. Noodle, please!
You're in the garden? This is the garden?
Apparently. Ah.
Are you sure about that? This does not...
Midnight at Garden of Evil.
You're a cat. You're a caught child.
Cat, 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 cat. Don't let him scratch that.
Can you access your mini-map?
Yes, dear. Zoom, share. Zoom, zoom.
What's the point? Okay, so clearly that's where you need to go.
Yep, I'm partially in it, dear. For the record, we do have 4 cats.
Yep.
And they're crepuscular.
Like vampires.
They have no respect for me.
They're cats.
Yeah. Ooh, garbage can. Sweet. I can, by the way, arm myself with a scythe, which is pretty cool.
Why didn't you run the door?
Because I'm looking for things in the garden. Jesus shit.
I mean, you're mostly finding vampires.
Ah! No! Naughty boy! Naughty boy! Stake you! See? See? How do you like it?
I'm just gonna lull it all vampire fights straight into a contest of who can drink who.
Fuck! Stop it! Oh god, he's healing himself. Hold on. Let me finish this one off. They're higher level than me. This isn't fair. Shit! That was way more difficult than it needed to be.
Oh, look, you got a new patient.
Oh my god! Milton and Pippa are a couple?
What?
It does say Milton and Pippa forever.
This explains a lot.
So, Mr. Hooks and Nurse Hawkins are related. Those two have hidden their affections well.
I hope that's like a personal thing you can use against them.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, I know who your girlfriend is.
Maybe stop extorting people.
Yes, extortion. A wonderful way to get people to stop extorting other people.
It's locked.
Blackmail.
Blackmail.
I don't know, I'd be willing to extort him for guns.
Okay. Well, have fun with that.
I will.
Also, true crime shows have taught me anything. It's that, yes, basically you need to do blackmail in order to stop extortion and vice versa. I don't think you looted that garbage can.
I couldn't.
Oh, sadness.
Where'd I go? What? No. Why
you
is there a
entered
loading
the garden.
Ah. Public notice. Prevent the spread of influenza. Cute. It's a place I can go in. It's literally just part of our hospital, isn't it? It is. Okay, I was already in here.
Where's the thing then?
It's locked.
Where's what thing?
The garden.
We exited one end and then we went back to the beginning of it.
Got boring. You didn't even find the wallet.
I did. It had a photo in it.
Oh. Well, time to go talk to your driver.
Later.
Or
Hi, Pippa.
Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
Hi,
Goodbye, Elizabeth.
What?
I had to talk to the driver before I could confront her about having a boyfriend.
Lame.
Not now.
Fine, Swansea.
More like Swan Son, am I right?
I cannot enter.
Man, locked doors are honestly gonna be the death of you, bud. You're gonna die from locked doors.
To be fair, I think a lot of people died from locked doors in this day and age.
I just took a used hacksaw. Used. Bottle of gin! Oh. They did not clean this floor very well. Okay.
They did not clean this room very well.
Or this one.
That's the operating room.
How? He was expecting me! I already have a fancy nameplate.
Yeah.
Somehow he knew I was coming before I did. By a lot, apparently. I mean, I guess I took a nap at some point, but...
I mean, maybe he just had it, like, for his personal use to be, like, role-playing and do after hours.
Yeah. I
And
just...
one day, Dr. Reed will work for me, and we'll be best friends.
Yeah.
See, I just assume he has, like,
And maybe we'll live together.
be next door neighbors. I just assumed he has a printing press or something equivalent.
And they were roommates!
I mean, your offices are close to each other, question mark?
I'm at the end of a hall. He's right here. He's got the nice room.
Well, yeah, of course he has the nice room. He's the head of the hospital. You're a nobody. You're a junior.
I'm not a nobody!
You're a junior partner.
He hired me on literally because of the research I had done, knowing I was a vampire. This dude is thirsty.
No, you are.
This must be the place for this. It's definitely away from prying eyes.
Damn, this is a nice
Relegated
place.
to the shadows. A kingdom of my own. At least I won't be sleeping in a coffin.
You can.
God, you're such a fucking nerd.
Yeah, just go down to the morgue and, like, make out with the Indian dude.
Hmm? Be like, hey, Harry, can I borrow this? I don't remember if your name's actually Harry.
Pretty sure it's not, dear.
Why do you have a green light?
I don't know. Science, apparently. I mean, all things considered, this is a nice setup.
Oh god, that's gonna be an eyesore.
Article on Exons. A rare opportunity and almost a privilege to approach a vampire, to observe their most intriguing physical and psychological traits with a scientific and rational eye. Here are some of the most fascinating abilities I've personally observed over the last 10 years, while interviewing a few vampires, or Ekin, as they prefer to call themselves. Supernatural speed. A vampire can act and move like a mortal in all his actions, but the trained eye will spot they have the keenest senses and can react quicker than the mortals. On a few occasions, alarm, surprise, necessity to flee, I've seen one move so quickly it is almost as if they had vanished, just to reappear somewhere else. The human eye cannot follow their movements when they act so quickly, but it is not a teleported or dematerialization. It is just a supernatural speed. For me, it is a cat-like attribute, which allows them to run, dodge, or jump longer and faster than us. I also noticed that such speed seems to exhaust them, and that they are bound to physical limitations. Read it.
To get close. Mesmerism. One of the most powerful abilities a vampire can deploy is the capacity to force a mortal to obey them. I call this trait mesmerism because the word was already invented. But it has nothing to do with the mortal ability to alter a subject's mental state. A vampire can bend a mortal to their will, and they can even break a mind. A vampire I interviewed even told me the more a subject tries to resist, the more permanent the damage will be, as if the vampire could literally fracture their target's psyche. The same vampire explained to me that this ability requires time to master, and the result could vary widely from one subject to another. Implant a false memory, erase a painful one. The possibilities are endless and frightening.
You want to read the last one?
No, dear, I want you to. I'm nearsighted.
Read it.
Blood awareness. This may be the most catastrophic ability of all, concerning vampires, since it is the cause of so many tragedy for them and us. Vampires crave for blood. They must use their will to restrain themselves from their frenziedly drinking every drop of blood they can see. They need blood to function, and to express their full supernatural traits. A famished vampire can be very weak, even if he cannot die of hunger or thirst. This urge, this need for blood may explain why a vampire is so aroused by it. A vampire confessed to me that blood could sometimes blind him, since its smell and attractiveness could be so strong. When he focuses, a vampire can almost see blood all around them, inside warm bodies, through walls, on a supposedly clean weapon, etc. The same vampire even told me that he can see if a mortal has clean blood or is ill, and in some cases he can even sense diseases, infected clothes, or even items in a room. If this is true, it could have so many medical applications, it almost beggars belief.
That's pretty cool.
I was really hoping they would do that, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially because blood transfusions are markedly riskier in this period than they are now, not just because they can't detect all of the diseases that we can that are blood-borne pathogens, but also because they haven't figured out the rhesus factor yet, which is the plus or minus thingy, which means even if you have the same blood type, it may or may not get rejected depending on, like, if you have a minus and they have a plus. That's bad.
Right. Also, this was a time before doctors were quite as experienced as they are today, so...
I mean, blood transfusions are like the hot, brand new thing, so yeah.
That is like bleeding edge science, right?
Yeah, very much. Like, within the last couple of years, it just started.
Hello, tiny girl.
Is she not the cutest?
She is.
Look at that tiny little snake.
Tiny girl, let me see you look.
Look at that tiny little
Tiny, why do you smell like poop?
She always smell like poop. Give her a quick look. Render unto daddy. This one is daughters. I think she's just got some on her claw. Yeah, she got some. Child, why are you like this, child? Why? Explain to me. Why?
Everything else look good?
She looks like a cat. She looks like a silly
Or a tiny trash princess. Okay.
Hi, Sam.
She must always be inspected to see whether or not she actually cleaned herself properly today. Hello. You're now allowed on the couch. Bask.
The glorious Bast, the god of cats.
Here, your stuffy friend wants She's a goddess.
Yes, sir. You're fine. Okay, fine. Flee. Flee like your life depends on it, baby girl. Okay, I'm still hearing a person talk. That's so... Ooh, 10 glass vials. Nice.
Totally unrelated thing.
Yeah.
Apparently, Mara Wilson has POTS.
Oh. Well, damn, honey. More in, relation than we thought, huh?
I'm so
Probably.
fucking betrayed by Wickdev. How dare. If anyone is not aware, the artist on The Wicked and the Divine has been having delays in the last few months, waiting for the very last issue because he has hypermobility related to Ehlers-Danlos syndrome and is in extreme pain, which super sucks, but also, like, it's the last issue, god damn it.
Sounds like a personal problem, darling.
Sounds like you're a personal problem.
Sounds like I'm gonna search these little ears.
Poor Luna. Such torture. Many cat. So, Dr. Swansea has apparently left us a note. Dear Jonathan,
come to my chamber at night.
I asked Nurse Crane to secure an office for you on the second floor. Please forgive the austere decoration. You're going to want to put that in the oven, by the way. 350 just to make it toasty. Otherwise, it's going to be soggy and wet. I know you're a trash boy who likes fries that are soggy and wet, but do not betray me this way.
I don't really, but alright.
But Pembroke Hospital is not exactly the Ritz. Sorry to let you discover your office alone, but I need to sleep a little before going back to work. I'm just a mere mortal after all. I also gave orders to let you rest and for the staff to never enter your room. You'll be able to sleep all day without being disturbed and work at night without raising suspicion. I'm afraid the place is messy, but you'll be able to conduct your experiments at your own pace. You'll also notice there's an open window with scaffolding that'll let you enter or exit the hospital without being noticed. I imagine how awfully new and disturbing this must be for you. Believe me, I've studied enough of your species to understand what you must now be facing and feeling. Be assured, I'll do whatever I can to help you in this ordeal. Know that you're not completely alone facing it. I'm glad I met you, these dark times we are all presently facing. I hope our future collaboration will yield great results. Welcome to Pembroke, my esteemed colleague. We shall talk soon.
Shipping!
Yours sincerely, Edgar Griffith Swansea. Full name!
He's got a crush.
Uh-huh. Yes, I left a copy of some of my notes concerning what I've discovered about Ekin in the last few years. Feel free to read about it if you need some guidance, as long as you don't use this knowledge to take advantage of me.
P.P.S. I think your butt's nice.
Uh-huh. Can I microwave it?
It's still going to be soggy if you microwave it, but
if
you must.
Fine, I'll put it on the slab.
And meet us at the lab?
Yeah.
Meatloaf again?
Yeah.
What else could have been possibly the joke?
The flower's dying. It needs water.
Well, that's a metaphor, ain't it?
Crafting. Analyze the components you've found to unlock new recipes.
Aren't you a doctor? Shouldn't you already know this stuff? Oh, okay.
I can improve one of my weapons.
Okay, you might not know how to fix your guns from your medical knowledge.
Apparently it ain't that hard. Yeah, I thought it was like, oh, I know how to make cocaine. And I'm like, shouldn't you know that already? Like, you're a doctor, right?
Ilya, sorry, Dwarf, you know that it's all, like, morphine in this period, because the whole purpose of heroin was that it was supposed to be less addictive. Heroin was supposed to be the less addictive version.
I am aware of that, but you have codeine. Literally, your character has codeine in their inventory.
Alright.
I assume because making a crafting game that only had one recipe was going to be kind of annoying?
I need sodium hypochlorite.
Human blood is much more unstable than human blood and shows extensive mutations.
Can I get some water, bunny tea?
I must keep on
Or
searching.
just sugar tea?
The sun is about to rise. I can feel it. I'll continue tomorrow night.
Water your plant, you shitlord.
Much time.
You don't want soda, dear? Soda?
Hiccups loudly at.
Soda would be fine?
I would like some water or some tea.
Because having hiccups. Let's not add more carbonation, says Z.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's wait a couple hours for this to be ready. I'm giving you a glass of water. I'm gonna heat the kettle.
I bought more miso, sorry.
I saw you doing that. It's fine. I don't have an issue with that.
Miso is the best invention.
for capturing cats.
That is incorrect.
Yeah, look, I caught this cat.
Health or endurance, darling?
What's the difference?
Endurance.
Oh, I guess there's also... I could coagulate somebody's blood in their veins or create a barrier out of blood.
Katniss.
That's creepy. Okay.
Oh, it's an invisible barrier.
Don't go for wizard. You want to be a rogue. Go for stealth.
Well, I could also... I have just enough to get an aggressive thing called Shadow Mist. You concentrate shadows around your prey to make them explode after a countdown. This will injure anything in range with needle-like living spears. Vampires often use this to wipe out groups of enemies from a distance. They think they can challenge us with their tools, but no one can defeat the shadows.
The shadow?
Yeah, that sounds edgelordy enough.
Fine, I'm just gonna level my body. Talking body, 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 body.
So
Oh,
you're gonna
cool.
Just do like 1,000,000 push-ups?
Yeah. Gonna up that health. And, let's get a little more health when we eat, people. Sounds good to me. This seems to be lining up with the playstyle so far, so...
If I'm to stay here until my research is complete, I'd better learn to hide my true nature from the mortals. But what about my thirst for blood?
You all just drink refreshing Gatorade.
Also, like...
I think that might actually be a good place to end the broadcast for now, eh?
Yes.